I want you to please give a very special welcome to our next guest. They're a Mississippi-based paranormal investigation team made up of Caden and Alyssa Mask, Lizette Zamola, and Shannon Lane. Make welcome Death Stalkers Paranormal. I thank y'all so much for coming tonight. This is much better circumstances than the last time that I encountered you guys. We were in the middle of the night somewhere in Tupelo, right?
Yes, we were.
Okay, first, before we even get started, I'd like for you guys just to introduce yourself to the crowd and sort of tell them what your particular job is with the paranormal group.
Okay, hi, my name is Shannon Lane. I am a medium, also an investigator.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Mask, and I am also a medium and an investigator.
Hello, my name is Lizette Zamola, and I am an investigator, but I'm also the historian for the team.
And I'm Caden Mask. I'm the tech guy on the team.
Everyone else, guys, everyone else had one sheet of paper of questions. And you can see that I have like 4 sheets of paper here for you guys. We had the pleasure of going with you guys and investigating the Link Center in Tupelo, and it was quite an experience. I don't want to give away a whole lot of that investigation, but I do want to ask you some general questions about what you do each time. First of all, what is your primary objective? Let me ask you, Shannon, what is your primary objective as a group? I think you put the group together, right?
I did. Our primary objective is basically to find knowledge and be able to go out and help people when they have a place that is haunted or think they have a haunting, be able just to give back to the public and go in there and give them some answers.
So how often do you investigate? How often do you go on investigations? Lee, why don't you, Lizette, why don't you tell us?
No, you can call me Lee. We, as often as possible, we make ourselves available to the community, especially if it's a private client that's having issues in their home. We will definitely tend to drop what we're doing necessarily if it comes to a private family that is having some sort of issue that requires our assistance. We love each other, so we try to get together as often as possible anyway, because we kind of all spread out through Mississippi.
Well, let me ask Caden. Now, I noticed you and Alyssa didn't sit together, but there is a relationship there, right?
Yes, there is.
You're a husband and wife.
Yes.
Okay. How did you two guys get involved with the team?
Oh, well, honestly, we both kind of, I've always been interested in paranormal all of our lives. I won't spoil anything, but we met Shannon. She did a reading for us, and it was a personal reading. And then we just became instant friends. And then we're like, you know what? We need to do this for other people. We need to do this, help the community and get the word out that there are people there to help.
How often do you guys, get calls from people and say, what do they say? Do they say, my house is haunted? Do they say, my house is haunted and come help us?
Daily. I mean,
We actually got one on the way here.
Really?
Yes, we did.
How far have you gone in these investigations? I mean, geographically, how far have you gone? Not how far have you gone in the investigation, but how far have you gone geographically around the area? Do you concentrate mostly in Mississippi, or do you get outside of Mississippi?
Mostly we've gone as far as Indiana. We've done Indiana, we've done Tennessee, we've got a place in Louisiana, we've got a place in Texas. So we've got several that we're working on at the moment. So it's geographically, sometimes it takes us a little longer to get to locations, but we've got several private clients outside of Mississippi.
Do you get scared in any of these environments? Have you been in the presence of any kind of thing that you would call a malicious ghost or malicious spirits? Do you get scared in some of these circumstances?
Yes.
You do?
We do. Oh, yeah.
We're human.
Yeah. So you do get
Natural
scared in
fear.
some
Oh,
of
we
these
do get scared.
circumstances.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, you don't have any of these. I see you. I asked y'all to bring some equipment, and I want you to tell me about some of that. I noticed you didn't have any of these Ghostbuster stream rods or anything. So
Right.
tell us a little bit about the equipment that you have brought here. And I've seen some of it in action, but tell me what you got. Maybe Caden, why don't you tell us what you got there first?
So what I have is what we call our Connect/SLS camera. Basically, it is a structured light sensor, and when it's on, if y'all can see these right here, it picks up the different fields of energy. So if a spirit does walk out in front of us, it actually generates a stick figure. I can scan it through the audience right now, and it'll lock on a few of you, and it'll be like a stick figure just standing there. We disbunk. Should I turn it on?
So they
I
brought
should.
that. Yeah, we want to. Go ahead and turn it on.
Where's,
If you spot anybody out here, I want to know if anybody out here has brought somebody else with them tonight.
Well, it's gonna be kind of hard because everybody's kind of sitting together.
Uh-huh.
But I can.
Where's Amy?
Where is Amy?
Amy,
Amy.
Amy stays backstage. She's taking a wide circle around this conversation.
All right, so I'm gonna like turn my back towards you guys and I'll squat so you can kind of see the tablet. I don't know if you can because the lights are bright, but I'm gonna try. We'll see if we can't pick up one of them.
While he's doing that, Alyssa, why don't you tell us about what you got?
In here are multiple different crystals, and these are angel oracle cards.
Uh-huh.
There's really it's not really a piece of equipment. It's just safety precautions. I
Okay.
guess
Okay.
you would say. She's
Well, Lizette, why don't you tell us about some of the other things that y'all use on an investigation? Because we saw you use other things at the Link Center, the EMF reader, and so forth. Why don't you tell us about a couple of the other pieces of equipment that you use?
Okay, we use, it's called the EMF. It picks up the electronic magnetic fields in the area. So it will spike when there's added electricity in the air. So if we were to hold it to an outlet, obviously it's gonna spike if there's electricity running through the place. But if you're holding it and you're not around any electrical equipment and the meter starts going up higher, that means that there is additional spirit in the area. We use tape recorders so that we can record all our investigations. We use, when needed, it's called Palo Santo. You were waiting for me to say that.
You like to say that.
I'm the only one that could say it right. Palo Santo, it's Spanish and it translates into holy wood. It's actually cultivated in South America specifically for the purpose of cleansing any negative energy and things like that, which is very different than sage. We've had to use sage as well, but they serve different purposes. And we also use the power of prayer. I pray before we go into every investigation, asking, God to watch over us and send his angels to kind of guide us and make sure that we're safe. And we pray before we leave as well to make sure that we get home safely. More importantly, that we're not bringing anything home to our families because we all have families and children as well.
You mentioned that, and you made it very clear to Amy and I when we followed you on the investigation that you don't deal with any kind of demonic spirits or anything like that. If you get any indication that it's that kind of thing going on, you're out of there, right?
Yes, we're out of there. If we're dealing with a personal client and that's something that they're dealing with, as far as private client, we will get them the help that they need if we cannot help them. But if we go into just a location like the house that we went to and we sense a present there, I'm not going to put my team in danger, myself or my family, or you guys, so we're gone.
Well, tell me something.
Sure.
What would you say to the skeptics out there that would say, "Oh, this is a bunch of hooey," And what are some of the occurrences that you've seen that really nail it down for you guys?
Go ahead.
I mean, the first thing I would say to them is to come with us.
Right.
Come with us one time. Just come with us one time. I've seen a lot of different things. The most recent one that comes to mind is the investigation that Shannon spoke about we did in Indiana. One of our team members had a personal, a personal attack at that investigation, and it was very personal for me, and it was very, it was scary. It was scary.
So one of your team members felt something.
Oh, yeah, they felt a lot.
If you didn't catch the side look, they're talking about me.
She's talking about you,
Yeah.
I think, Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is it, Caden, this investigations that you go on with these 3 women now? So let's bring this into it. You know, I mean, are you the driver or the loader or the packer of the car, or what's going on there?
Yeah, pretty much. I tend to stay up a lot longer, so I'll let them sleep and I drive. Me and Lee are usually the drivers. So we'll drive, and then I'm the one that sets up the cameras. Of course, they help, of course, but I set up most of the stuff. I keep up with stuff, make sure it's charged, go through evidence. I'm that guy.
Well, you guys, I appreciate you coming on the show so much tonight. We want y'all to stick around and come down to Tom's, and anybody that might want to talk to you afterward, they have an opportunity to come by and speak with you. One last question. Would you be willing to come back to Baldwin and do an investigation sometime if we can find some very interesting houses or locations that y'all might find some spirits in?
Without a doubt. It would be an honor. It really
Well,
would be.
we're looking. We're scouting it right now. So you guys out here in the studio audience, you all think about that and just contact us if you have something you want to talk about, or you probably have the opportunity to talk to them over at Tom's Drugstore immediately after the show. So thank y'all so much for coming.
Thanks, y'all.